Hello dear students, in this video we will discuss another question paper on management of nursing services and education. These questions were asked in the supplementary examination during the month of April 2019. The questions were as follows. Time duration was 3 hours, maximum mark 75. Answer all questions, draw diagram wherever necessary. These instructions are important. The first part of questions were essay. There were two essays. Each essay carries 15 marks. The first one was define supervision, enumerates types of supervision, explain the principles of supervision. Second essay was define budgeting, list down purposes of budget, describe role of a nurse administrator in budgeting. Second set of questions were short notes. There were 5 short notes. Each short note carried 5 marks. The question numbers were 3. Principles of Adult Learning, 4. Student Welfare Program, 5. Methods of Staff Recruitment, 6. Principles of Administration, and 7. Teaching System. The next type of question was enumerate the following. It consisted of 5 questions, with each question 2 marks. Question number 8, 4 functions of leadership, 9 for uses of job description, 10 for principles of collective bargaining, 11 for advantages of nursing audit, 12 for factors influencing staffing. The fourth set of questions were differentiate between 5 questions with 2 marks each one. 13 administration and management, 14 strategic planning and operational planning, 15 records and reports, 16 centralization and decentralization, and 17 capital budget and revenue budget. This question paper we will see in 4 parts. Today in this video we will see the part 1. It consists of answer key discussion of 2 essays. The first essay, as we have seen, define supervision, enumerate the types of supervision, explain the principles of supervision. The first part of first question is define supervision. It carries 2 marks. You can see here 2 definitions of supervision are written here with the name of the authors. The first definition, it is a kind of teaching which involves advising, helping, inspiring, leading and liberating. Definition given by Jean Barrett. Second is guiding and directing efforts of the employees and other resources to accomplish the stated work output. Definition given by Terry and Franklin. That is the answer key of first. The second part of first question is enumerate the type of supervision. It carries 6 marks. 6 types of supervision are mentioned here. First one direct supervision, second indirect supervision, third autocratic supervision, fourth laissez-faire supervision, fifth democratic, and the sixth one bureaucratic. We will see each type of supervision with the important key point under each one. The direct supervision, here the supervisor oversees the activities as they occur and provides feedback, constant direction and assistance. This is the direct supervision. The indirect supervision, here the supervisor who provides indirect supervision is responsible for the work but not for the worker. The supervisor is responsible for the work, the workers are not responsible for it. In this diagram or in this slide, you can see the other 3 types of, you can see the diagram of autocratic type where the supervisor says to the subordinates, do as I tell. Here the supervisor says, do X or Y as you see fit. That is laissez-faire type. Here, which is best X or Y, the supervisor asks the subordinate, that is the democratic type. About the autocratic or authoritarian supervision, under this type, the supervisor wields absolute power and wants complete obedience from his subordinates. This is the image. In laissez-faire or free rein supervision, the maximum freedom is allowed to the subordinate. It is also called independent supervision. The third type or the fifth type is democratic supervision. Under this type, the supervisor acts according to the mutual consent and discussion, or he consults the subordinate in the process of decision making. It is also called a participative or consultative supervision. The sixth type is bureaucratic supervision. Under this type, certain working rules and regulations are laid down by the supervisor, and all the subordinates are required to follow these rules and regulations very strictly. This is the answer key of second part of first question. Remember, you have to read further to expand your answer. This is only the answer. The third part of first question, the essay was explain the principles of supervision. It carried 7 marks. You can see the principles are written under 3 different columns. The first principle is no overburden. Second, reasonable pressure. Third, no overestimation. Fourth, cordiality. Fifth, adaptability. Sixth, leadership. Seventh, professional knowledge. Eighth, unaware. 9, teaching learning process. 10, act for himself or herself. 9, participation in decision making. 10, communication. 11, coordination. 12, productive work. 13, respect. 14, development. And 15, guidance. Altogether, there are 15 principles of supervision. Then here you can see the principles are explained with the key point or prompt under each principle. Here the first principle is no overburden. It means employees should not be overburdened. Second, reasonable pressure. The meaning is unreasonable pressure result in low performance and low confidence in supervisor. Fourth one, no overestimation. Do not overestimate subordinate understanding and memory. Fourth one, cordiality. Create an atmosphere of cordiality and mutual trust by the supervisor. Fifth, adaptability. Supervision should be planned and adapted to the changing condition. Sixth, professional knowledge. The supervisor should have sound professional knowledge about technique of supervision. Seventh, unawareness. The supervision should be exercised without giving subordinate a sense that they are being supervised. Eighth, teaching learning process. The supervision should be a good learning situation. Act for self, it means foster the ability of each staff member to think and act for himself or herself. 10th, participation in decision making, it means encourage workers' participation in decision making. 11th, productive work, create a suitable climate for improved production in work. 12th, respect the personality of the staff. 13, development, stimulate the workers or staff ambition to grow in effectiveness. 14, guidance, the supervisor is responsible for checking and appropriate guidance of subordinates. And 15, about leadership, a supervisor should have sound leadership qualities. These are the key points about the principles of supervision. That is the end of this question. Coming to the second essay, define budgeting, list down the purposes of budget, describe the role of nurse administrator in budgeting. Let us see the first part, define budgeting. It carries 2 marks. 2 definitions are given here. First one, budget is a concrete, precise picture of total operation of an enterprise in monetary terms by H.M. Donovan. Second, budget may be defined as a predetermined detailed plan of action developed and distributed as a guide to current operation and as a partial basis for subsequent evaluation of performance. Definition given by Gordon. The second part of second question is list down the purposes of budget. It carried 6 marks. Here you can see 7 purposes of budget are written here. First one, mechanism for translating physical objectives into projected monthly spending plan. Second, it enhances physical planning and decision making. Third, budget clearly recognizes controllable and uncontrollable cost area. Four, it offers a useful format for communicating physical objectives. 5. It allows feedback of utilization of budget. 6. Helps to identify problem areas and facilitate effective solution. 7. Provides meaning for measuring and recording financial success with the objectives of organization. These are 7 principles because they have asked only listing down of purposes. 7 purposes are listed down here. The third part of second essay was describe the role of nurse administrator in budgeting. It carried 7 marks. We can describe the role under 4 steps. Step 1. Review past performance. Step 2. Review the organization goals and projection. Step 3. Review the variances with higher level. And step 4. Actual preparation of budget. The nurse administrator or nurse manager should prepare a budget according to these steps. About the step 1, review past performance. The nurse manager should do verification of prior financial record, present the activities of nursing division, the activities that the division plans to institute during the projected financial year should be written, and the activities of the division plans to delete during the projected period also should be mentioned. These are the things should be done in the first step, that is review of past performance. Step 2 is review the organization goals and projection. Here, items in the major budgetary report that affect the nursing department should be determined. Step 3. Review of the variances with a higher level. Here, consider proposed departmental goals, variances and their causes, and proposed corrective action. Then, the new budgeting process can begin. Step 4. It is the actual preparation of budget. Here, a budget worksheet is essential. A worksheet is a tool used by managers to prepare their budget. It includes a number of columns for information about historic information with the old budget, actual numbers with the comments explaining the variances, revenue, and cost. These are the 4 steps a nurse manager or nurse administrator should use while preparing a budget. Coming to the typical responsibilities of nurse administrator. First one, the administrator requires sufficient fund to support the sound program. Second, the administrator submit a budget request and a justification for the proposed expenditures. Third, the budget is presented to the president. Fourth, the budget is reviewed, analyzed, modified on the basis of discussion of president and budget committee. Once the revisions are made, the president presents the budget to the board of trustees for approval. Sixth, when the budget is approved, it has given authorization to make expenditure and to collect income as indicated in the budget. Seventh role or responsibility, when the budget is adopted, the administrator is committed to support the budget. And the eighth role is, once the budget is approved, it is a responsibility of the administrator to see that expenditures do not exceed the approximate made to the institution. Thus, the role of nurse administrator can be discussed under 5 steps and 8 responsibilities. This is the end of answer key of this question. Thanks for watching. Please subscribe and share. In the coming video, we will see the second part, that is the short note of this question paper.